Holy shit, I'm gonna come.
There is no role of the temp. It is the titular role. No.
Right, well, the President of the United States is fucking lying!
Do you bleed? You will.
Fuck off, Hitler.
Hey, babies! Welcome to the podcast. This is as if you didn't know, I mean, you clicked on this goddamn podcast. This is the podcast for babies. Yeah,
The stupid.
Yeah,
The stupid.
No, babies.
Emphasis on stupid.
Yeah. This is the stupid podcast for babies. I'm your host, Gabe.
I'm your other host, Noah, and we're joined today by a special guest, Jarren Lucas.
Hello, everyone.
And we're
Hello,
not
babies.
I'm sorry, Jarren. We're not joined today by AJ because he's a busy boy out in LA.
Because he's like too good for us, I think.
Yeah.
He's now like hanging out with like Ryan Reynolds, and he's just been fucking.
Yeah.
Dude, he's such a simp for Ryan Reynolds. It's
I
so
know,
annoying.
dude. Yeah, and he's like also kind of hanging out with
Hollywood Bowling.
yeah, Hollywood Boland. He's hanging out with QT right now.
Won't be too long till we start hearing about some AJ Epstein weird ties.
Dude, that's been AJ's goal. He said, I quote.
Okay, we'll cut that out.
No, what he said.
It's satire. It's satire.
Oh, he just wants enough money to be able
Yeah,
to. I see.
Yeah.
It's not the end goal isn't fucking kids, but like it'd be cool if he could.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we got that out of the way. On the topic of today's episode, this is our first criteria cast, and we will be and we will be doing this once a month. And we're starting off with a great movie today. And this will be In the Mood for Love by Wong Kar-wai, an amazing Hong Kong filmmaker. And yeah, I don't know. What'd you guys think?
Ooh, what an immaculate soundtrack! Real quick,
Kisses. I was listening to that song the other day after. I had to look up the soundtrack after.
There's one.
I'll say no, it's a vibe.
Oh yeah, there was one song I was trying to find on the internet, which was In Full Bloom, that played like around like the 3/4 mark of the movie, and I could not find it. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I really like that we're opening up with music because that was something I was going to talk about, was like something Wong Kar-wai. If you like watch a lot of his movies, Jarren, I'm sure you've picked up
Guilty.
on this. Guilty. He'll play like he's a big user of motifs, so he'll play the same piece of music over and over and over again, and it's really cool because like every time he plays it in a different context in the movie, and so the song elicits a different emotion from you every time it plays. I think that was cool. So I mean, obviously he did that this time with that sort of like classical piece of music or whatever. I don't know what it's called, but yeah, I thought it was cool. And it kind of like throughout the whole movie, like it's at first it's like kind of mischievous, then it's like sad, then it's like I don't know.
Yeah, he's sick. He did that with California Dreamin' on Chungking too.
Yeah, that was one where it was like almost like too much.
Yeah, he played it a lot in that movie.
A lot.
That was another one I listened to the soundtrack after. And I didn't know, but Faye Wong recorded a lot of those songs.
Mm-hmm.
And she makes music. I had to go listen to her shit.
Yeah, I only know that one song of hers. She has one in Fallen Angels.
Oh, does she?
Yeah, I think. Dude, I actually found a lot of music through Wong.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she did a version of Bluebeard by Cocteau Twins. That was sick.
That's sick.
Yeah, on Chungking. And that's how I found that song, which is a good one.
Dude, I found, so you know Dennis Brown? The like reggae?
So, yeah.
I found him through Chungking Express.
Oh, I did too. Yeah, Things in Life.
Yeah, Things in Life is a fucking great
I did
song.
too. Yeah, that song rocks.
Let Me Down Easy too smacks.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one in a while, and watching In the Mood for Love made me want to go watch that, for sure.
What's up?
Oh, I didn't want to like say it audibly, but if you like right here is like where you have to be picked up good. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Word. So I was kind of fading out.
Just a bit, yeah.
Okay, my bad, stupid babies.
Don't pee your diapers.
Anyway, yeah, dude, Dennis Brown is fucking great.
Yeah.
fucking awesome, dude. Like the vibe, it's the whole shot where like he's the whole
That wave
the
is
shot with like the spinning fucking CDs in the jukebox when that song plays.
What was that
in the juke?
Fallen Angels or
Chunking.
Oh, Chunking, yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking tight, man.
Yeah, that movie's not very fresh in my mind. I actually watched that in a class, which is weird. I didn't think a class would put me on to anything so cool, but
Yeah.
they did.
Was that
They
like
really
a film
did.
class?
Yeah,
Word.
they did. Yeah.
Jarren, did you want to give like a synopsis of In the Mood for Love?
Oh, sure. Well, do you want like plot?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like
Yeah.
like whatever you feel
If
like.
you haven't
Just
seen
so
it-
the audience can get an idea for like what it's about.
It's a super cool premise, a bit of a love square, if you will. But I do really like that for like a movie plot. But these two couples move in next door, and the man in one and the woman in the other have an affair, and then the other people that are left out meet each other, and they sort of have like a platonic love affair. I don't know.
Mhm.
They're sad together over the same thing. But yeah, it's kind of like follows them. It's super sad. It's super vibey, and like honestly, not all that much really happens, but it's still like a little grippy the whole time. But yeah, they super sad ending because they never fuck. But
Yeah, that was like.
that's
Blue
probably
Balls
how it had to
century.
be.
That was
I watched this with a group of my friends, and yeah, one of my friends was like, "God damn it, why didn't they ever hook up?"
Yeah.
And then that started a little argument over like, well, they probably shouldn't have, right?
Yeah.
You would have stopped watching after that.
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
Then we also joked about a sequel where they follow the other
fucking couple.
the couple that are fucking, and then it's just, ha ha ha, this is great.
So I mean, actually, so the movie 2046 is a sequel to In the Mood for Love.
I did not know that. I haven't
It's
seen
a
that one
sequel.
yet.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a sequel. So it has, I'm so bad at pronouncing it. Tony Leung Chiu Wei, I think that's how you pronounce it. So it follows his character in the sequel, and he's like writing this science fiction book, and then it's called 2046 because actually in the movie In the Mood for Love, his apartment is number 2046.
Oh, yeah.
But then he also starts writing this science fiction novel called 2046, probably based off of the number, and he has like a lot of really horny sex, and it's awesome.
Wait, so it's not about the year 2046, or is it?
No, I think it takes place in the year 2046
Okay.
too.
Okay, cool.
But like the book at least. But it's really cool because it shows like it cuts between, it's like a parallel story, it cuts between the story of the book and the story of his life.
Yeah.
And so you see how his life like influences the book. And it's fucking cool, dude.
That
It's
sounds
really
cool.
vibey
Yeah.
and stylish.
My good friend Trajan, who I put on to WK Dub, he watched 2046. I haven't seen it yet.
What'd he say about it?
He said it was good. Yeah, that was the student outpaced the master in that situation. Now he's watched more than me. He's pretty obsessed, and I'm glad I could put him onto it. But yeah,
Dude, that's
he's
fucking sick.
He said it was great, and I'm not surprised because I don't think he's got any misses so far from what I've seen.
Yeah. So, you know, let's just get the obvious shit out of the way with this movie. Like the fucking production design, the costumes, like
Oh my god.
Okay,
absolutely
yeah.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Can I hit with some trivia real quick? Because I was
Yeah.
looking into this. The Marianne trivia net for this episode was that there's a total of 46 dresses used in so a different dress for every scene throughout this course of this movie for the female protagonist. I can't remember her name off the top of my head.
She was Miss
Oh.
Chan, right?
Chan?
She was Chan, he was Chow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maggie Chung.
Yeah, Maggie Chung.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
great.
Yeah.
And I love that. Her outfits are so cool. And it was the same silhouette every time, but like a different pattern. And she looked great. It
The
was so
collar.
cool.
The collar
Yeah,
on the dress.
the collar's
Yeah.
badass. Yeah.
That is some of the best costuming I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's so cool. And we can't leave out Tony. Is it Tony Lung or Lang? How do you
It's
pronounce
Lung. I think it's Tony Leung Chiu.
Yeah, he was also swagged out. He wasn't so like, I mean, it wasn't like as cool as her clothes. It was more like muted. But yeah,
He had swag for sure.
he's swaggy
Oh, yeah.
as fuck.
Yeah.
Dude, he also hit a killer like tie pin. I don't know why the tie pin. I was
Yeah,
like,
the
that's
tie pin
fucking
does
cool.
rock.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Okay, so in that realm too, this movie, I think it's fucking crazy that this movie was made in like 2000.
It was 2000. Yeah.
It looks like it's in the fucking 60s or whatever.
Yeah, I know.
Like, it's straight up, like...
Did he use film? That should have been some trivia.
So he shot it on... the cinematographer, by the way, Christopher Doyle, is absolutely amazing, but they used just like a Kodak Vision stock. The film looks so peculiar because the film that they used is designed for tungsten lights, so they used like Kodak Vision 800T, and then I think it was Kodak Vision 400T. The T stands for tungsten, but tungsten lights are really orange, and these film stocks are really green and blue. They got cool colors to offset the warmth of the film stock. So, and for example, that's why Chungking Express is so blue. This one's so green. But Chungking Express is so blue because there's a lot of fluorescent lights in that movie.
That movie was like sickly looking.
Yeah,
cool.
It was fucking dope. And then this one was very green because it just had kind of normal low light situations. But yeah, man, it's beautiful. Christopher Doyle's an interesting cat too, bro. He's like I feel like I should look up his story to get this accurate, but he was like born in like Australia or New Zealand or something, and then he fucking like got on this boat and moved to like Hong Kong, and now he has like a Chinese name, and he fucking grew up in China.
What would your guys' Chinese names be? I'm just kidding. I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear you guys attempt that.
Well, that's gonna be.
AJ, you got a lot of work to do here, but
you picked the wrong skit,
yeah. So you took my John Cena.
Yeah,
that was hilarious.
Dude, that's such a weird. I don't know why that's such a mindfuck saying John Cena fluent.
Yeah, that is
fluent.
Well, also wasn't the reason he did that because he like acknowledged it.
Yeah, he acknowledged Taiwan as a country, and then China flipped the fuck out.
Someone got to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's have a little powwow. Let's get comfy.
Hell yeah, we're sitting on the floor, stupid babies.
Yeah, dude. We're
I want milk.
Okay, so we talked about the film stock. We talked about Christopher Doyle a little bit.
The group I watched it with, I don't remember which one of my friends said it. It was like, so when did this come out? Like in the 80s, 90s?
Yeah.
I was like, no, 2000, I guess.
Yeah.
90s isn't that far off, but yeah, it does give you like an older vibe.
I forget, does it take place in the 50s or the 60s?
60s.
Yeah.
60s,
So from what I was seeing, I don't know why this always resonates with me when I see that. It took place over many years, from 1963 to 1966.
Right, yeah.
It wasn't more than that? What about the last scene?
I think they might have gone to 67, maybe.
For some reason I thought they went to like 72, but I could be totally wrong on that.
That last bit in Cambodia might have been the 70s.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
Also, that's a little bit of that we brought up Cambodia. Good segue. The last bit of film there, in the epilogue, that filming sequence in Cambodia. Apparently, he finished editing that 1 week before it premiered in the Cannes.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that movie was literally in the editing room as last minute as you could be.
That last sequence is so fucking cool.
Yes, dude.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Bro is so Wong is very spontaneous with his filmmaking, which is something he's known for, and I think it's really cool. It's very similar to like what Jean-Luc Godard did. And Jean-Luc Godard would just write his shit the day of and then just shoot the scenes. So he just like make shit up as he went along, which is really fucking cool, and that kind of gives you like the sort of chaotic element to his films. But Wong also kind of does that. He'll write the scene either the day before or the day of, and they'll just shoot it. And it's fucking dope. They filmed a lot of shit without permits. Yeah, man, he's been described as a like jazz filmmaker.
I can see that.
Which is cool.
When you talk about the repeating themes of the music having different, kind of sort of coming through in different ways in different parts, that's super jazzy. That's what I was thinking.
Exactly. No, that is super jazzy. Like, that's a huge thing in jazz, and I guess like classical music too. But the motif, big
right.
fan of
Yeah,
that.
he's all about the motifs, like the dates and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's obsessed with times and dates. And I've never dug into that, and I would be interested because it kind of seems to me like it's like inconsequential. I don't know, because it would always flash the time of day, and I sort of always glossed over them because I was like, I'm not gonna like memorize all these and try to figure something out from it, but it's gotta mean something to him, right? And you watch his other movies, he's always talking about dates.
Yeah, I wonder, because in Chungking, too, he's like, he has an entire character that's obsessed with the day that his girlfriend broke up with him.
Yeah.
And then he's like, he buys all these fucking containers of pineapples that all expire on like the same
May
day.
4th,
and if she doesn't call him by this date, he just eats all the expired pineapples.
My love will expire with the...
Yeah. Which is like, I guess it is somewhat inconsequential, but... I don't know. It's like a nice flourish, I guess.
I need to Google what do the dates mean. And sometimes I need to do that deep dive, but it didn't like stand out to me as anything I couldn't figure out.
Yeah, I wonder what
exactly what the significance was.
I guess every like artistic genius or whatever has his little fixations, you know.
Yeah.
It's just cool when a filmmaker like when they put something in there that like lets you get into a rabbit hole. I think that's fun with like a filmmaker where they kind of leave these like little like bread crumbs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And also it's across all of his movies too.
Yeah. All his movies are kind of like connected, sort of like Quentin Tarantino, which I'm pretty sure Quentin Tarantino like he loved Chungking Express.
Didn't Tarantino kind of give Wong Kar-wai's American Audience? I'm pretty sure I heard that.
No, with Chungking, because he saw Chungking at some festival and he helped. He got Harvey Weinstein, RIP, to do some American distribution.
Nice, yeah.
So that's fucking cool. Another thing I wanted to touch on is like the his use of like symmetry in this movie, between like mirroring. So he has like the two couples that are mirrored, also with affairs. And then he has the two individual people on each side of the couple who are like experiencing the same thing, but also in like a masculine sense and a feminine sense. I don't know. I thought there was a lot of that. I thought that was peculiar, kind of interesting.
There was some dynamics between like the couples. So the couples that were being cheated on would mirror like their spouses' behaviors when they went out to eat, which I also thought was interesting.
Yeah.
Like.
You have my husband down pat.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like how he like would put hot sauce on her plate to make her eat it because that's what his wife would do.
That's another element. Yeah, how they would just like they would literally like rehearse what they thought their partners were doing.
Yeah.
Like art imitates life kind of thing, I guess. I don't know, yeah, it's fucking cool. Also, like, there was this one. Like they were having a conversation with how they found out about that their partners were cheating. And he was like, "Where'd you get that tie? Where'd you get that handbag?"
The exact same thing.
And they noticed it the exact same way.
Yeah. I don't know, that one, that was when, like, my friends were talking during, and I was like, guys,
shut the fuck up.
check that out. Yeah, that shit was cool. I also thought, I don't know if this is really, but I like that there was sort of two relief characters. There were like his friend, his like sleazy friend, and then also the nice old lady at the like their landlord or whatever. I don't really know if that's what she was. Yeah. But yeah, they kind of they're so totally different. But they did have like the male and female sort of older, sweet old relief people. Yeah. I feel like in Wong Kar-wai's movies, everyone's gorgeous. And then there's like a couple characters that are like
fucking ugly.
Yes, they're old and not attractive, but like still super charming. Like everyone is in there. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I like that. How there's no one looks average.
Fucking God, Maggie Chung is so pretty.
Yeah.
She's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, God, have you seen Irma Vep?
I have not.
So Maggie Chung stars in that.
I knew that.
It's a really cool movie.
Yeah.
Bro. Just enough said. I mean, just watch it, bro.
Yeah, I almost watched that one time, and I was hungover looking for a good movie, and I put that one on, and then I realized that I couldn't read subtitles because my fucking head was killing me, and my eyes couldn't do that. So I didn't finish that one. Well, I didn't even really start it. But yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. So like, I love any movie. I don't care if it's like foreign or not, but like when you're high or whatever, or like inebriated, it is really hard to fucking read and like do the subtitles and all that shit. So like I feel you.
Yeah, I'll never watch anything dubbed though.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Nah, fuck that.
No.
Because the dub actors are never as good.
No way.
Unless it's like Cowboy Bebop.
I'm always a sub guy.
You
on every anime I've ever
you
watched.
subbed Cowboy Bebop? Oh, dude,
Yeah.
but the voice actors for that one are especially good though. Like for
Yeah.
Spike.
Spike, yeah, I've heard that. He's got, yeah.
Dude's got a great voice.
He does have a, yeah.
Did you guys watch the live
No.
remake of it?
I'm not. Yeah.
There's zero chance that was going to be good. So.
That was one of those things where, I like just will have opinions on movies I haven't seen at all, and I think I have a pretty good gut feeling for stuff like that.
Yeah.
And one of my roommates was like, "Oh, what's this? Let's watch it." I was like, "I don't want to watch this," and he's like, why not?" And I was like, "Well, I know it's based on something else. It's supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah.
And I don't want to watch this." And he's like, "Did you see the original?" I was like, "Well, no, but trust me, I don't think I need to watch this."
And then they're like, but like, have you seen it though?
Yeah, I know.
And it's like, dude, like,
yeah,
you can tell most of the time whether something's gonna suck or not.
It's kind of a cash grab.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seemed like the original like anime that was probably really cool visually, and then the show looked like the fucking Mandalorian, and I was like, I'm good.
Yeah, dude, you should watch Cowboy Bebop. I
Yeah.
mean, like, we both fuck with it. I've
never got into any anime.
No,
honest.
that's what I was gonna say. Is like, I'm not huge into anime myself, but Cowboy Bebop is like it's a piece of art. Like,
I've
it's
tried a
great.
little bit because I have I have some like friends who are into it. My brother, and then another one of my friends is always telling me animes to get into. I started Hunter x Hunter, and I was like, I feel like I could get into this.
Yeah.
And I know this saying the X is like not what you're supposed to do, but whatever, fuck it.
Dude, yeah. No, it's so there's like two distinct categories. This is for the weebs in the audience of like animes and mangas, which is the shonen, which is like Naruto, and you have Sannin, which is like Berserk. And Berserk, I don't know if you played Dark Souls. It literally inspired the entire game.
I know it did. I'm obsessed with Dark Souls. I'm obsessed with From Software, and that is something I would be interested in reading. If I was ever going to read a manga, I would read Berserk because I am a fucking Dark Souls head.
Yes.
And I have poured about 1,000 hours into From Software games over my life.
A man of sophistication.
Yes, I just started my third Elden Ring playthrough. Oh, yeah. Shouts out to the Elden Ring fans out there.
Sorry, side note. This is way off track. We can get back into it in a sec. But I saw this like fucking. Have you seen that TikTok of that one guy who like does impressions of like nerds and shit? And he was like, "Oh, you think that's hard? You think
Dark Souls.
you think oh, you thought Elden Ring on like hardest difficulty was hard? Try Dark Souls."
Try Dark Souls 1? Yeah, I did try Dark Souls 1, and I never beat it because it was really fucking hard, and hard. I was used to the fluid mechanics of Dark Souls 3 and the rest of them, and it was so clunky, and I was just like, you know what?
Bro also did one where he was like, yeah, sorry, that thing's still up. It's whatever. We're not the produced podcast, but the guy goes, he has this like face filter that smudges up his face, and he goes, "Guys, you hear the shocking news? Citizen Kane lost its 100% on Rotten Tomatoes." This is like, we all know someone like that, you know.
AJ?
No, that's
not AJ.
Nah, that's not AJ. That's. I do know people like that though.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we were talking about how did we start talking about Dark Souls? Because you're talking about categories of anime.
Yeah.
What's the distinction there? You said shonen versus
shonen's like 13. It's like PG-13 versus just a hard R, where it's like not as where it's just like very it's mature content. It doesn't mean that all the content is like handled like in a responsible way in Sonnins, because like sometimes there's just cultural disconnects, right? But like it's still like generally more adult.
Yeah.
Like Bleach might fall in that category too. Yeah.
For me, there's like two kinds. There's like the kind with the J-pop intro.
Oh.
And then there's everything else. The J-pop shit usually is like the weeb shit.
Yeah, that's where you're like, oh, I know this.
But like, you know, I can get down with some Satoshi Kon. I can get down with some Miyazaki. I can get down with Cowboy Bebop. Faux show.
Yeah, I've seen all the Miyazakis.
Yeah,
Miyazaki. Going back to Dark Souls.
Yeah, his son.
Two great. Wait, they're related?
Yeah, that's his son.
I did not know that.
The founder of, or the lead,
The
creative
Ghibli guy
yeah,
is.
it's his son.
Holy
Hidetaka Miyazaki.
Shit, I didn't know
So,
that.
Hidetaka.
Hidetaka.
Yeah.
That's
Holy
a
shit,
fine
I didn't
piece
know
of
that.
Miyazaki
trivia,
Hidetaka
man.
is a son of
That's cool.
Hiroki. I can't remember his name.
Wait, Hayao Miyazaki is.
Yes, that's Ghibli.
Yeah, and Hidetaka Miyazaki is From Software.
Yes, and then he has a fail son who did who did a bunch of fucking CGI anime, which is the most atrocious looking
Yeah.
shit. Like you look at it and be
Yeah,
like,
that
I can't
sounds
watch
rough.
this.
The-
Yeah.
Every great man has like that one child who's like trying to do what he was doing, and then it's just like never as good.
No, yeah.
Yeah, do your own thing.
Yeah.
Stupid babies, follow your heart. Do your own path.
Speaking of, I haven't seen it yet, but my man Cronenberg,
His son.
His son's got a movie,
Yeah.
and I'll have
What's
to
it
check it out.
Infinity Pool?
Pool. I
Yeah.
really enjoy looking at Mia Goth, so I think I will
Yeah.
check that one out.
Yeah.
Let's go see it, boys.
Yeah.
I would be down. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Mia Goth, so I went in a little tirade of like, first I watched like that 11X movie.
Yeah, X.
And then
I
I
haven't
watched,
seen it yet.
Yeah.
Is it
I-
dope?
I haven't seen X or Pearl.
I preferred Pearl compared to X just because I thought Pearl was slightly more interesting, but that was just me. Yeah. But I also just wanted to see Mia Goth a lot more.
Did X really dive into that like old people horror thing? You know what I mean?
Yeah, kind of.
Like, I hate that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have the phobia of old people. I like them, so I just didn't.
Yeah, but it's
like,
just like the like freaky old person, you know, that's like possessed or whatever. I feel like that's been overdone. Like that happened in Barbarian too.
I haven't seen Barbarian.
Did you see Barbarian?
I did. I
Yeah.
just saw Barbarian a couple.
Pretty
weeks
dope,
ago.
but
It was
like
cool, yeah.
it worked. It was just like, you know, let's do something else. Let's do something else.
It was totally one of those movies where the protagonist, you're screaming at them, and you're like, "Why the fuck would you be doing that?"
Yeah,
But it doesn't really ruin it, in my opinion.
yeah, great movie.
Yeah, that shit's cool. It is fucking.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
heart race for sure.
yeah, in the mood for love. We just started talking about anime and video games.
Yeah.
Which is cool. It's cool. What else? See, like, so the majority of that film's in Cantonese, right? It's Cantonese.
I
couldn't
couldn't
tell you, yeah.
Yeah. See, I have an ear for these things.
Yeah.
No. At least I know that in Chongqing Express and Fallen Angels, they switch like languages. There's like 3 different languages they speak, all different Chinese dialects.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
I love that setting of Hong Kong in the '60s.
Yes.
it's great.
I like. It's cool how it's like a sort of a mash of like American culture and then like
It was right before that Mao regime too. So it
Yeah.
was really interesting because that was in the backdrop where you weren't realizing there was a communist like uprising going
Yeah.
on, and you're like, oh, interesting.
Oh.
Yeah. My boy Mao.
yeah, it's so
what,
cool
what,
how like
what
their
an
houses.
interesting fellow.
Yeah, Mr. Zenon.
Good old Mao.
But yeah, it's cool how I love like the like architecture and all that.
Yeah.
It's cool how their houses kind of seem like remnants of the past, but that makes sense because I mean in America obviously everything was sprung up much later and everything's Western here, and they kind of have like the mix
Yeah.
of like a McDonald's next to like you know those cool ass sliding doors they have.
Yeah.
And the fucking mats they sleep on.
Dude.
Shit rocks.
Yeah. I love In the Mood for Love, but I low-key kind of wish we were talking about Fallen Angels because I love.
Fallen Angels is so sick.
It's so sick,
Love that
man.
movie, yeah.
Bro, Gabe, we gotta go through all these. Like, we gotta go through his filmography.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, dude.
All right,
Yeah,
don't
you're good.
lead me out of it. Let's go through chronologically.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
bet. I did that like not that long ago, and I'm down to do it again. 'cause he's
Fallen
so
Angels
good.
is so cool. Imagine getting guns in the mix. Wong Kar Wai, but there's guns.
Guns.
Motherfucker.
Okay.
Hella
Guns.
guns.
Yeah, and then he does that cool ass thing where he fucks with the frame rates. That's
Oh.
always sick, and he does
So
that a
dope.
lot in Fallen Angels.
Like dropping frames or.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
he'll like lower the frame rate, but keep he'll expand the shutter speed, so the frames kind of like melt a little bit, if that makes any sense. Like
Well, they
they'll
did-
have less frames, so the frames kind of like drag.
Yeah, they did it like more
Okay.
subtly and in the mood for love, at certain moments. And I thought that I love whenever he does that. It definitely adds like a weight to those moments. But
Yeah.
in Fallen Angels, he really does it where it's like kind of jarring, very jarring.
And in Chungking too.
Yeah, Chungking as well. Yeah.
Like the running scenes with what's feather? What is that?
Dude, it was just moving my peripheral vision and it freaked me out. Anything that moves my peripheral vision.
A little critter.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah.
There's a little critter in here, guys. We're gonna take care of it.
Yeah. Don't worry, stupid babies. Yeah, dude. But that frame rate shit's so cool because it's like, I don't know, it's just I've never really seen that in a movie before. You know, like there's a lot of motion blur, but like it's like only a few frames at a time. It's just fucking cool.
I know, and it kind of. Like, I don't know, it just definitely adds like a gravity to that moment in a way, and then something about it is like organic to the way we actually see things, where like, I don't know, like a heavy moment, you kind of everything slows down, and I don't know.
Dude, Fei Wong was so weird in Chungking.
Yeah, super weird.
Such a weird.
I could imagine falling for her. But can we talk about how Chungking is propaganda?
Propaganda.
It is cop. Well, pretty much any movie with cops is propaganda.
Yeah, I don't think that's what he was going for.
Dude, talking about propaganda, that is pretty much 90% of daytime television.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Fucking NCIS.
Yeah,
I never got into any of that except X-Files.
Yeah.
X-Files
I
is
can
my
get into
shit.
X-Files, yeah.
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 Yeah, like, this is on the backdrop of Tyree Nichols, so it's like, I fucking, ugh.
Yeah, fuck the cops.
Fucking hate cops.
Yeah, of course.
This is a firmly anti-cop podcast.
Yeah, I see it be for real.
Hey, cop.
So I did hate when people were saying that way too
Yeah,
much.
no.
That was really annoying.
No, because it's just like... We're probably going to have to cut this, but... You know, just like white chicks who want to feel like they're
you
doing
don't have
something.
to cut that. You can tear into white women. That's fair. It's fair. It's open season 24/7, 365 on white women.
White chicks who want to feel like they're doing something, but then they're still like, you know, checking their pockets when they walk by a black dude. You know what I'm saying?
A black square is not activism.
Yeah, it's
Okay?
not. Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of embarrassing.
That was really embarrassing.
A lot of my friends did that. Or not a lot of them, but...
I mean, yeah, we all had, you know, it
I
happened.
get it.
Yeah. Anyways, we should probably steer away from
Yeah, let's get off of that one.
Even if we're right, it's just like, yeah, bro.
Yeah, I mean, what are we going to add to that conversation?
So, we were just talking about, how sad that movie was. Yeah, I'm just so sad. Sniffling, yeah. Have you guys seen the Before trilogy? Like the Richard Linklater movies? Like,
No, I have not watched those, no.
dudes, so like those 3 movies and then this movie. So I've just been watching a bunch of really sad, like, romantic tragedy bullshit lately, and it's just tearing me up, bro. I'm just getting my heart's torn to shred, dude. Dude, it's so sad. But dude, you guys should watch the Before trilogy. It's amazing. It's about these.
I know I should, yeah.
Yeah, it's about this American who's in Europe and this French chick who's like
a beautiful
traveling there.
dopey.
Yeah, and they meet on this on the Euro and then they hit it off, and then he like convinces her to get off, and he has like one night before he goes back to America, and then they just spend it having philosophical conversations the whole time, and it's fucking great. It's fucking great.
Yeah, I've heard it was good. My friend just watched it because he saw a picture on Instagram of Julie Delpy, and he was like, "Who is this woman?" Because he knows I watch a lot of movies. I was like, "Oh yeah, you should watch Before Sunset." And he was like, "Yeah, he did," just because he thought she was so attractive. He said it was really good. He said a lot of Ethan Hawke's leather jacket crinkling. It's like, sounds amazing, man. Is that what you took away from it?
Yeah, it's fantastic, bro.
What else did Linklater do? Nick told me I needed to watch
Dazed and
something.
Confused.
That's right. Nick told me there was another movie of his I needed to watch.
The fucking Boyhood,
Not Boyhood.
and then I don't know, some other shit. I like him.
School of Rock. He directed School of Rock.
Did he?
He did, yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm trying to remember which one he told me to watch, but yeah.
Am I even coming up? No. I gotta move. Anyways, yeah.
Is it in the omnidirectional thing?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It's just I was in a bad position. Anyways,
Yeah, I would say what's it, Lost in Translation might work in there too.
Yeah.
wait, what did he?
No, I'm
No.
saying
Oh,
to
that
For
his-
vibes, yeah.
yeah,
Okay, yeah.
for sad but sweet.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very similar premise because it's like, I mean, well, Lost in Translation in general is like pretty similar to the Before Sunrise. 'Cause it's just about two people who meet, they
Yeah,
have
totally.
a day together or whatever, and then
Yeah.
it's an amazing connection. They just never see each other again.
Yeah, now where you take out the like physical.
That is an interesting dynamic where it's like two heterosexual people that are just like need companionship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, it has me wondering, it's like all these connections that we see in film, it's like this amazingly profound and deep connection. Like, I sure hope that exists in real life because we're just getting
I know.
wrecked. If not, you know what I mean?
No, I'm just adverse to it. I have a bad problem. Like, anyway, this is the therapy session with Gabe. I'm just adverse to any kind of connection.
All right, it's time for a healing session.
Yeah.
On Stupid Movie Podcast for
Gabe,
babies.
you are loved. You
Gabe,
are
you're
valid.
I feel loved tonight. This is nice.
You're I
Having
feel
a good
loved too. You were heard. You were seen.
I'm hard. I'm gay. That's my favorite thing.
You are hard. You are gay.
You were hard. You were gay.
Dude, being gay is actually got to be very hard. Not obviously because of the social ramifications that come with some places, but dude, gay guys are hot, and you got to be hot. I feel like
Yeah.
No. Yes.
like that's a high bar.
I know.
Yeah.
Gay dudes keep it
I must be
tight.
hot then, because I get all kinds of attention.
Yeah.
I think it's also a kink though. It's like flipping the straight guy.
Yeah.
Just might be, but yeah, they definitely care about. Well, they just got a level of hygiene and
Fits.
yeah, good
Like
outfits.
kept.
Yeah.
Who was that comedian who was like talking about how like some people were giving him shit? It's probably Dave Chappelle. He was getting shit for like talking about like gay people or something, and he's like, I think being gay is badass. What could be more manly than fucking another man in the ass?
That's pretty alpha.
That is the epitome of Greek culture right there.
Yeah. Hard to argue with that one. Anyway, there was no homosexual sex in The Mood for Love.
But man, there should have been. Oh my
Yes,
god.
I know. Have you guys seen? Was it Happy Together?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't watched that yet.
Super. It's pretty horny. It's pretty horny. Yeah, it's good. It's what's that? Fuck is that guy's name? Leslie.
And also Leslie Chung.
Leslie Chung. Yeah, he's a
Yeah,
fantastic.
is
actor. He's also a pop
is
star.
Leslie Chung Maggie Chung's? Are they related?
Oh, I don't think so, but he is also like a pop star.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he died really young
I
too.
gotta see what that dude looks like now.
This guy.
Oh yeah, he was in because wasn't he in Days of Being Wild?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, that movie's cool too.
That is a good one.
He was swagged the fuck out.
Yeah, I don't think he's related.
It could be just like
Yeah,
like how like everyone in America has the last name Smith or
Yeah, it's
Johnson.
just a common
Yeah.
surname. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you think they're just related because?
No, I didn't say that.
I'm kidding.
Now, for some reason, I actually thought that I had heard that, but I'm probably wrong. I hear a lot of things.
Dude, in my work where I have to like Google name, I basically have to go through a database of names to find people. And whenever someone's like, "Yeah, my grandpa's here, Dan Smith," I'm like, "Fuck." Come on. Can it be like a Gyllenhaal, like something really distinct?
Gyllenhaal.
Yeah. There's like 3 of those people walking
Or
around.
like a Jarren, maybe. All right, boys, let's get on topic. What's something to talk about in The Mood for Love?
Visually, I mean, you guys were getting into cinematography and like the just like the effects that were used and choices that were made. But this movie almost made me relapse into smoking. Like that protagonist, Mr. Who was it?
Chow.
Chow. Yes, thank
Yeah.
you. Man, dude, just seeing him smoke and also seeing him
Yeah,
write.
fuck yeah, dude.
Whenever someone's smoking and writing, I'm like, I want to write and I want to smoke. That looks awesome.
You
Yeah.
can do both of those
Those
things
look fucking
anytime
awesome.
you want.
You can, but I'm
Yeah.
trying to limit smoking. And I
I
already
agree. I'll be
Like-
real, bro. There are few things better. Let me paint a vibe for you. Okay? So when I lived in LA, we had this balcony, and you could see all of, like, the hills of Silver Lake. And I would sit out there every morning, write, smoke cigarettes, and drink coffee. And it was, like, the greatest
Hell yeah.
fucking thing
Hell yeah.
ever, bro. Like, cigs and coffee.
Very French.
Yeah, I was really into the French shit at the time too. It's great. Highly recommend. It's
Yeah.
terrible for you though. It's good for your soul though.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
when I worked in a coffee shop, the peak of my day was getting into work right before everyone was there. It's like maybe 5:15 or something, and you're just there making coffee and you're just chain smoking and you're just like drinking
Oh, yeah.
espresso.
Sounds nice,
Oh,
man.
God, that's the only redeeming quality about a coffee shop job is that you can just drink coffee ad nauseum and smoke.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, I fucking love pounding coffee. It's the best. Coffee's one of the few pure joys in this life.
So it's kind of funny because I was like off coffee for a while, and then we were hanging out at your house, and you said that exact sentence.
Yeah.
And I've been drinking coffee again after that.
It is. It's
So
one
I'm
of
just
the.
like, I was like, he's fucking right, dude.
I know, dude. I go to
Yeah.
bed and I think about the coffee I'm gonna drink in the morning. It fucking rocks.
I finally
Yeah.
peaked. I finally gotten into that category where you're drinking red eye, which is just espresso in coffee. Oh God, dude! It's like, dude, it's only a 50 cents bump at most coffee shops, and it's like the equivalent of 2 cups of coffee.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
So if you ice it, so you like doesn't like get that like bad taste of like a hot coffee that gets cold.
Yeah,
it's
that's
perfect,
Dude, I love the taste of espresso, like, without
tastes
any...
great.
Yeah, like, a lot of people try to mask it up with sugar and shit. Same with coffee. Dude, I love the taste of just fucking
Me
straight
too, man.
coffee and straight espresso.
Yeah, I never put anything in my coffee. My absolute fucking jam. If it's cold outside, I drink hot coffee, and if it's warm out, I'll drink cold brew. And iced black coffee is one of the best things in the world, if
Bro.
you ask me.
Which is what they drank in this movie sometimes.
Was it really? I didn't catch the coffee in that. Yeah.
No, it's cool. We're just going on tangents.
Yeah.
Dude, that's like the only way I function is tangent.
No, it's okay. I
Like,
mean, people listen to podcasts for the tangents.
Oh yeah, they do.
yeah.
You know, it's not always, fun to be like, here's this fact, you know.
Of course, yeah.
No,
That's some great stories.
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of shit, like, I mean, this also goes with cinematography, but like this movie in many scenes almost made me cry with like the melancholy nature of like
Yeah.
some scenes.
Yeah.
Where I was just sitting there observing, like obviously observing just how like, I don't even know the word, like it just had a mute tone to it sometimes where
Yeah.
like, it just has this like very
Well,
silent
For
helplessness.
me, I was thinking a lot of the times it'll be like framed like behind something, or like it'll be from like behind a shelf or some shit.
Yeah.
So you kind of see him through something, and it gives you like you feel like a voyeur almost.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then just like really subtle sadness, like well done, because that's like how you would handle it alone. But like your spouse is cheating on you, and you're at work, and you kind of have like a little breakdown where you don't
Right.
really wear it, but like you totally see it there.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff like that, especially when they first found out about the affair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
But-
subtle facial acting, like
There was a crying in the shower too, which
Yeah.
I felt like
crying in the shower. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's like they
yeah.
the emotions are almost set up like a slingshot. Like Wong will like slowly draw it back, and you'll feel the tension building. She'll get sadder, and it's all subtle, so it's like a very subtle stretch, and then all of a sudden he'll release it, and then she'll just break down crying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
And
don't
it's
even
like-
like notice you've been building to that.
Yeah,
Made the thing happen.
And also he'll do that with his scenes too, where he's like drawing this one scene out of sadness, and then they cut to next scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Where they're
a lot
like
of,
doing that
hard cuts
reversal.
in that, yeah.
Yeah.
Another cut to the fucking clock.
Yeah.
hmm
But yeah. I was talking about like the framing of it. That shit was awkward. It was, I don't know. It gave you like a cool perspective on it.
There were also.
Because-
Oh, sorry.
Well, I was just saying, like, yeah, you're always like, there's a lot of like shit obstructing your vision, sort of.
Yeah.
And I love when he does where it's like through a window, and part of the window is angled at a weird way, so you sort of see double.
Yep.
And the way people move through that double, it's so cool. In Fallen Angels, there's that one where the guy like tells her, play this song, and this is how I feel about you. We can't be together. And she like, it's like smoking the cig, and like collapses down on the table with her hands in her head, like moves through that weird window thing where it cuts her in two.
Yeah.
She's just so fire.
Something else I noticed about this movie is like, it's so like, you know, his previous films being like Chungking Express and Fallen Angels. It's just so like, this movie is so structured compared to those other ones, because at least visually, because they're so like wild, like freehand shot, like just fucking like all over the place, and it's chaotic and dope. And this one is so very classical, like it's almost like it's like a waltz, you know.
Oh,
Like,
I
it's just,
see.
like, very
The music helped with that a lot.
Yeah.
And I think that's how a lot of the scenes were, where it would be like, I don't know. Obviously, like a lot of the scenes are emotional, but it would be like something that's more plot and like emotion driven, and then just like a random shot of them passing each other in the stairway
Yeah.
while that like same classical song is playing.
Right.
And it definitely.
And without that
definitely feel
music,
like
that scene would have just been. And
Yeah.
so without the music and without the slow motion,
Yeah, it's not
they're just walking by each other. But like that just totally drags out.
yeah,
the moment.
like the subtle like glances.
Yeah.
I wanted to like loop back about something you said there too about how like structured this film felt, because this is a little bit of piece of trivia too, is that a lot of this, and you said this earlier too, just to kind of hammer on it, is that this movie wasn't that scripted, as in a lot of these scenes were just on the day he'd come in and be like, this is what we're shooting, because the Chinese government would like, basically to get past the censors, they'd have to read every script to see if it had like any seditious material.
Really?
Yeah.
Yo, okay,
So-
that's really interesting.
So to get past the censors, I think this might be part of his methodology too. He just didn't have a script.
Yeah. Well, what happened in there? Do you think?
Oh, that's fucking
What
interesting.
do you
as
think
hell.
may have been censored in there?
I don't know. I think maybe China has this conservative idea about like faithful marriages, which would have gone very.
It's kind of
against-
where my head went. That was the only thing I really think of there.
But like
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about like Chinese culture. It's not my place really on that one. But yeah, it's just I just find that interesting that he's like, nah, we're freehanding this. We're like,
Well, it's so it's interesting because like then in other films his other films are very sexual, so I'm like wondering what like where this censoring, like what exactly it would have been.
Yeah.
if I was to take a guess, I think the family unit's probably supposed to be very important in China, as they have
Yeah.
that very like traditional sense to their like society.
Mhm.
So I'd imagine like that might kind of piss off some censors who have a more like conservative bent.
Yeah, I can see that. Because there's really not like that much that even happens,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. The script's just like, you know, they walk by each other. Blah, blah, blah.
I mean, if you think about the plot, like, what were like the markers there? Like, they move in.
They move in next to each other.
They find out. There's a few things, like,
They try to figure
Where
out
does they find
how
out?
it happened, what's
Yeah.
happening. They go through all the scenarios.
yeah.
They start to feel attraction towards each other, but they're unsure of whether it's because like
Yeah,
They're
and then
sad.
they have a few like rehearsals.
The one thing too that could have been upsetting to the censors was that they're talking about how Hong Kong was very unstable during the Mao
Oh, really?
So during his come to power, they're like Hong Kong's too scary to be in. It's like
Oh, yeah, they do
that could
say
have a
that,
bad
yeah.
light in the Communist Party. But aside from that, like that's about it.
interesting.
That was like seditious.
Hmm.
Anyways,
Dude. Yeah, I want to go to China so bad.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I want to go to Taiwan. Haha.
Same.
Trying to be sensitive now. I don't know. A heel turn on that one.
Yeah, in a couple weeks, Gabe's gonna release a Twitter video of him speaking fluent Mandarin, apologize.
Yujing Hao.
Yeah, I just know like ni hao. That's it. Ni hao ma.
Dude, I really impressed. So we had this man that came to obviously where I work, and he was from China. I could just tell mainly by accent, because I just played a Mandarin of hello greeting, and it was ni hao, and he's like, oh wow, that was awesome. I'm like, dude, don't give me credit, like don't hype me up.
Yeah.
I will take it, but
I'll take any hype I can get, bro. Nah. See, so we covered the cinematography, we covered the music, we covered the writing, we covered overarching themes, a bit. What else? What else can we talk about here? Acting, phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal acting. The subtlety of the acting was great.
Yeah, I know. That was like a lot of what I noticed. How subtle it was. It was really fucking tight. Like, and then how nothing was like totally explained. Like the whole thing where, well, like one part I loved was when Miss Chan's husband, or no, maybe it was Mr. Chow's wife, I don't remember, but it was like, oh, hey, babe, I'm working late tonight. And then he goes to the office. He's like, oh, she left early. And then all the ways that they, like, applied the stuff they're doing.
Yeah.
It was cool how, like, you didn't even, like, see the other couple, really. And they weren't so explicit about anything.
A lot of shit's implied.
Yeah.
Like,
So yeah, that was my initially I was confused because like my gut instinct was affair, but like since it wasn't like given to you directly, I was just very like. I think it was also part of the nature of the film too, is that they only wanted it to be like a suggestion, not so much like a.
Yeah, the first time I watched it, I read like whatever I watched it on. There was like a bio and it explained what happened, and I think it would have been cool to go in totally cold to that movie.
yeah.
And I'd like slowly get it while they get it, and watch them just like fucking have meltdowns with straight faces. That was another thing that, like the fact that it was filmed in China, especially like '60s China, like they're so like polite and like not, yeah, I don't know, they don't
Not using their first names. They're like,
yeah, well,
Mr.
yeah,
Chen.
they also don't like wear their emotions on their sleeves,
Mhm.
and so that just like definitely brought something out of them.
Yeah,
They'd
that's
be
one of
chill with
those. So there were like, so there's Michelangelo Antonioni made a lot of films kind of about like the pain of modernity and shit, and it really, a lot of his characters in his movies are very, very much like that, like very sort of like this bourgeois, like structured social personality kind of thing.
Yeah, and they don't want to betray that they might have a messy life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's interesting.
That is definitely one of my favorite things to see depicted in any kind of media. Is like that clean mask, but that just like dirty, like when you pull
Interior.
it off, there's just like
Yeah.
pain there, and you're like, wow, that's.
Yeah.
I don't know why that resonates so much for me. Maybe it has to do with my own like I don't know.
Well, I mean, it probably makes you
I think
feel good.
I think we
Yeah.
all understand how that feels. It's interesting because people nowadays are very like, they'll spill their shit out to like
Yeah.
millions of people on TikTok. You know.
Yeah. But even still, like,
I don't know if that's a defense.
it's reassuring to know you're not alone and
Mm.
that stuff, because everyone presents differently.
Mhm.
Like when you like get to know someone, like your idea of them will change so much.
Yeah.
Like everyone seems so confident.
Yeah. That is also a thing that I definitely gets in my own head when I see confidence displayed in others. Like, no matter what it be, like work life, personal life, and I'm like, fuck, am I just fucking like. And then I'm like, I don't know.
No, but dude, it's it's crazy. Yeah, it's just kind of turning into a therapy session, but whatever. I'm just gonna go with it. Bro, so like a lot of people will have told me a lot that they like think I'm like super confident, and then I'll just like on the inside like not feel that way at all, and it's crazy. Like you just can't. So like the point is like fucking so many people feel that way. So many people you think are confident maybe are.
That's a double-edged sword. So in the one way you'll like judge yourself more, but on the other hand, it's pretty like reassuring to know that like, oh, if I just like fake it till I make it, you really can. You can just choose what you fucking care about. But yeah.
No, this is getting deep. I like it.
I would love for my girlfriend to cheat on me with the spouse of a beautiful woman, and then I can have some very tense dinners with her.
Yeah. Sounds pretty painful, but like, I don't know.
That shit gets so heavy at the end.
Yeah. I would just want to live in the vibe of this movie, though.
Oh, of course, yeah.
God.
I don't know. He will make you be like, oh, I gotta fucking go to China, dude.
I know.
Shit, I gotta check it out.
Yeah.
I gotta go to Cambodia. I gotta go to the ruins in Cambodia.
That was awesome. I know they lingered on their shots a lot, but
I'm
genuinely
glad,
wanted
yeah.
to study like the detail of that
Yeah.
structure, because like I find something really interesting when a culture like has these sites where you can definitely tell like like when you look at like the Parthenon, right? You're like, wow, this was like revered, right?
Yeah, I know.
And this might have something to do with God, but more so than that, it has something to do with human creation. And I just like looking at structures like that. Like the Vatican's a good instance too. And those are just Europe brain stuff. But like I don't know, Cambodia would be cool too.
Totally though.
We're very much missing that in the United States.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
We try
Well,
to
it's because our ancient cultures are like nomadic and they don't always have stuff that sticks around. But
Yeah.
imagine if you didn't like fucking, 500 years ago. You can't like see the other part of the world. You go to a church, it's like, oh shit, like God is fucking here.
Yeah.
You feel it in a church like that, like a Gothic church. You're like, wow, okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And again, so this, and I keep bringing this guy up because it's a similar theme, but Michelangelo Antonioni, he made one of my most favorite films of all time that just deeply affected me. It's called La Notte. And you very much see, it's in this period of, like, 60s Italy. I think it's Milan, and you see all these like ancient structures like crumbling down, and then have all these very sleek modern skyscrapers going up, and it's just a very interesting time to like I don't know, it's interesting. And then that's another use of I'm pretty sure Wong Kar-wai fucked with Antonioni, but there's this also this use of symmetry in that film where there is this man played by, I think, is Marcello Mastroianni, and the basic plot is that he's married to this woman, but their marriage is fizzling out, and then he pursues an affair with this younger new woman, and the themes of like kind of old traditional values and modernity kind of springing up is mirrored by his like love affair with these two women. I think it's fucking sick. So yeah, I don't know. I just felt like going on that tangent.
No, dude. I'm glad you did.
Thanks.
I do love just like the idea of, and this could just be my own personal feelings and I'm manifesting them and stuff I see is modernity being a double-edged sword of advanced like prosperity, but also there's just this emptiness that might come along with it that is found in like. It's weird how you could feel so alone in such a populated place.
Yeah.
I mean, on
It
top
is.
of like architecture, that's where it really like comes through.
Yeah.
Like new shit doesn't quite have like character a lot of the times.
It's all based off of like maximizing profits.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
all takes up the least amount of space.
Well, I mean like gentrification, like
That too.
yeah, bodega gets replaced
Yeah.
by fucking Whole Foods or whatever the fuck,
Yeah.
fucking Target.
There's also something very just like interesting when you go to a place like, I mean, Japan's a good instance, and also you saw this a bit very limited in Lost in Translation, where there is like that modernity like juxtaposed against like structures that are very like cultural and have ethnic ties.
Yeah.
And you see this like slate of building of glass, and you're like,
Yeah.
where's us? in
Yeah.
that?
Well, and then like a block away, there's the like temples and the
With the monks.
yeah, it's just so cool.
Yeah. She has to, because she's so unhappy in that sleek modern environment. It's like almost like a lab, like a sterile it's hard to say, like a sterile environment with no emotion, you know. And she goes to this more organic traditional place. Yeah, I totally see what you're saying. Also another thing I wanted to add about La Notte that was sick is like there's a lot of shots of like reflections. And like you'll show like a character kind of walking aimlessly down the street, but then you'll see it through like a reflection in the glass. And I thought that was so sick because it really like it's like a visual representation of how empty they feel
Yeah,
because
I
they're
agree.
like translucent and
Yeah,
shit.
I degree of separation.
You know what's not used enough in modern stuff for like artistic effect is mirrors. Like we should really just make a whole building of internalized mirrors.
I love mirrors.
And you never feel comfortable. That'd be great. It's like a fun house, but it's like a literal structure and you're just like overloaded constantly. I would love to be in that place. I don't know why.
Yeah, me too, bro. Yeah, I think honestly a lot of my favorite shots have been mirror shots. Like that one shot, there's this one shot in Citizen Kane where Charles Foster Kane is like, his life is fucking destroyed. He wants to fucking die, and he's just walking down this hallway, and then he walks through this mirror hallway, and you see like all these reflections of him.
Yes.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
it's
a
fucking-
million of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you watch a movie like this and it just makes you like sad for what like modern movies are more.
Mm-hmm.
I don't always like use I don't know, cool angles and shit, and like, I don't
Yeah.
know, they're just more straightforward. But maybe that's also because we watch a lot of fucking bullshit that like Netflix puts out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this could be an interesting thing because this happens a lot in Eastern paintings. Is not the focus of the subject, but like the surrounding. Like I feel like that might have been part of this filming style too. Is that like you're saying with a voyeuristic feeling? It wasn't always that you were looking at the subject too. Sometimes there was something just in your face
Yeah.
that wasn't in focus. So I think that, I don't know. Like that's the issue with Marvel movies is that it's so driven by the subject where it's like
It is,
it's the door, right?
Well,
right?
yeah,
And the
yeah.
scene there's
Yeah.
like all this shit in the background going on, but it's all
Yeah.
blurred and you have no
Yeah,
focus on
well,
it.
it's funny too because like they don't have real backgrounds, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's just all like green screen shit, so they literally have to be focused on the
Yeah.
subject, and it's just like,
I don't know. I love when like some thoughts put into a setting.
me
Because
too.
I love just looking at the rooms and like the way they set up their rooms and shit. It's so
Yeah.
cool. It's fucking
'cause
Asians
yeah.
fucking rock. They're so cool. Like
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
like
yeah,
their
yeah.
art and the way they set up like their homes where it's like cluttered in such a sick way.
Yeah.
Dude, the claustrophobia of that hallway too.
I know.
Like,
Yeah.
whenever they went in that hallway, I felt it. 'Cause I'm
Which
just like,
one? Like the red one?
No,
The one with the
that one, stairway,
Yeah.
that one, and then in the tenement house where they're just like all crammed on top of each
Totally.
other.
There was so many scenes of like squeezing by each other.
Which also was suggestive for the building of like connections because when you're in someone's vicinity frequently, and this is just psychology, like there's going to be that proximity
Yeah.
effect where it's like, I
Yeah.
know this person.
There was a one mundane
Yeah.
ass scene that was like somehow like so intimate where he like sneaks past her and she's reading a newspaper and she has to like fold her newspaper back for a sec for him
Yeah.
to get by.
Yeah.
Just something like so subtle like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
that's so
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, that shit rocked.
I really love that one shot of Maggie Chung walking through the hallway as she leaves his like writing apartment in the like with the red curtains, and then she just like walks down the hallway, and then she just stops with one leg back,
Yeah.
and it's like perfectly like connected to the music.
Something about it was the whole thing was so like organic. Felt like very real.
Yeah,
Like in like weird little
yeah,
isms like that. Like
yeah. He somehow managed to have this like super acute and like strong style while also making it feel real
Yeah.
and organic.
Props to the actors too because being that the process was so like on the fly and like how this was like the jazz of
True.
movies, they were dialed in. Yeah.
Yeah, that because it always amazes me when actors can do that. My memory's not that good. Like that shit's really fucking hard. Like,
I could never ever do that.
dude, I was like just sitting in the. I was like a background, whatever for I think it's General Hospital, and I was like looking at their shooting schedule and they shoot like 20 pages at least a day, which like is insane. Like that is an insane amount of pages, and the actors have to learn these lines every fucking day.
Yeah, that sounds fucking brutal.
Yeah, it's
Wait, like
nuts.
that's their time frame is that day. Get it?
Yeah, they get their scripts every day because they're shooting every day, like 20 pages a day. You know, obviously it's quantity over quality.
Yeah,
right?
honestly,
Yeah,
they're pumping them
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, in terms of like
That's still
technical ability to memorize lines, that's pretty wild.
Just stressful too in a way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, I'm hard pressed to memorize like a fucking like. Y equals mx plus b. Oh,
Yeah.
fuck. No, not actually, but like still, it's just like I can do 20 pages of material. Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
I have trouble with remembering like specific things.
Dude,
I do better with like the like abstract concept of what.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a more
Like,
important part of
the
reading too,
gist.
though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when you read like can you memorize every detail of like a chapter of a book you read? No, but you know what happened. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like what it means and shit.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder. I'm sure. I would guess that this script was pretty specific and they stuck to it pretty well in this
Mhm.
one.
Yeah.
It seemed like very improvisative. They didn't talk that much, honestly.
Yeah.
It was very reserved, the whole thing.
Yeah. But another thing about like the hiding behind shots, like who else would like film a whole scene from under the bed where you just watch their feet?
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if she like can't come out of this room because everyone's watching.
Yeah. They're all like.
everyone's playing mahjong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to play that game. I don't know what it is. I don't know the rules. I just want to play it now. I'm a board
I
game.
think I played mahjong. Isn't that the one where you It's a hilarious tangent. Isn't that the one where you like find the matching ones and then you get to take them away?
Oh, I don't know. But that might be some trivia.
What else can we talk about with? Was there anything we didn't like about this movie?
I'm hard pressed to think of anything. AJ had one point, and he talked about in his video, was the pacing. I'm gonna disagree with him on that. I thought this movie was.
Okay, I don't want to.
I just thought this movie was everything that did potentially drag. I felt it was just very intentional, and I don't know if that was just what I was reading into it. But when I feel like a director's doing something with an intention, and it feels like it's like in line with the theme of the film, I feel like it's fine. I feel like that works.
Yeah. So I will say that the first time I watched this in like 2019, and this was like one of the first like quote film bro or like film
Sure.
you know that I saw, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And I didn't know shit at the time, like I didn't really know how to appreciate it. So I definitely liked it, but it was really slow. But I just wasn't used to something that slow before, and this time I did not have that problem at all. I was completely engrossed.
I know.
The whole fucking time.
The movie totally hooks you.
Yeah.
Yeah. First time I watched it, it was kind of funny. I working a shitty job that I'm still working at, and I had seen Chungking, loved it, and I wanted to watch other movies of his, and so I had my phone in my lap and my headphones on, and I had my phone sitting in my lap, and I watched the whole movie that way. It's just not a great way to do it, and it was nice to see it on like a actual TV. My roommate's got a sick TV, by the way.
Bro, David Lynch would execute you for that.
What?
There's
For
this-
watching on a phone?
Yeah, there's just this quote of his where he's like,
You cannot fully take in and get a complete cinematic experience on a fucking phone.
I kind of agree. Even a laptop is tough
no,
unless
he's right, but
unless you're like in bed and the laptop's on your chest.
Yeah.
That's decent, but no, I agree with that.
yeah.
It's yeah. I mean, like a lot of movies are, a lot of bad movies you can watch that way, you know, and that's probably what I was. But
Content.
yeah, well, just something you could listen to,
Yeah.
and not like look at even.
Yeah.
Shit, just more ham-fisted.
That's what Netflix movies are. Content. It's content. It's not.
No, that's the literal
Art.
That's the. I'll ad nauseum shit on Netflix. That's the literal business model, is background entertainment. That's
know.
For fucking.
No, not just. I mean,
Netflix and chill is a huge
Yeah.
brand.
a little bit of that, but then also just like, oh, this is right in front of me.
yeah.
Let me
no,
check this one out.
Like one.
Fuck
one
them
bit
for
of-
that.
A little bit more of
Oh yeah, I got some.
So like one of their shows recently that came out, it was a smash hit, and then there was no audience retention because
I know,
they would
yeah.
turn it on, and
Isn't
it's
that
just
hilarious? Yeah.
Statistically, it's one of those shows that had the "Are you still here?" prompts coming up.
Yeah.
People would just turn it on and walk away.
Yeah. Totally.
Dude, my sister.
So you fall asleep too?
Oh yeah. It was like some protagonist in Paris, and you're like, okay, sure, whatever, then whatever.
Emily in Paris?
Yes, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, that show has statistically the highest "Are you still watching?" counters.
That's funny. That is honestly like brutal if you created something and that's the title you get.
Yeah.
That's your superlative.
Yeah, I get like, you know,
Hey, man.
I get it, but it's like,
We need our filler.
Dude,
yeah, it's just like
we need the slop.
Like fuck them though. It's like
Yeah,
it's
sure.
like you're making you're making a platform for TV shows and movies, and you're just like, okay, we're just gonna pump out garbage.
No, dude, Netflix.
You know?
Netflix is not a company that makes things. Like their business model was showing you things. They're a curator at best, so it is no surprise they can't make good content.
I know.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why they chose that direction. It's like you guys had it. You're curators. That's great. Just do that.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of.
It's
Just like you know, three of us, we are lovers of cinema, right? But it's like
I have the bathroom real quick.
the most capitalistically infected art form, and it's like it has its inherent flaws.
No,
you
I know. It's incredibly sad to think about. And maybe there's like a light at the end of the tunnel there, but it is just sad to watch an old movie and be like, this team would never have got this through in today's world because of money and whatever.
Yeah, and you know, it's unfortunate that like. So yes, it's like arguably the best time ever to be like a filmmaker, because you can make films for way cheaper now. You don't have to buy film anymore, you know, just get a bunch of friends together.
Yeah.
That's cool, but it's unfortunate that you have to sacrifice the beauty of like film to film on a digital camera, but for cheap, you know.
I know.
I just want the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Like,
So, no, the solace is all those old movies will exist forever. You can always watch them. Hopefully, you can always watch them.
yeah.
But yeah, you gotta get a lot of people to agree to make something. And that'll make it LCD, you know, that lowest common denominator.
You gotta pay so many people to specialized people who make a lot of money, you know. Yeah. It's unfortunate, but I don't know. I have some hope.
Good.
You know, Spielberg said,
It's
like,
always hard too.
yeah.
When everything seems like it's watered down and shitty now.
I know. But, like, you know, Gabe's brought this up a few times. Like, Spielberg predicted that we were going to go through another 60s, like, cinema fucking gets fucked and then gets reborn with this artistic period. And
Yeah.
I could buy into that. Like,
Yeah, you could probably use a renaissance
yeah.
right now. Maybe we have 10 more years of purgatory though first.
Yeah.
Could I talk about something that's economics based?
Yeah.
And this is funny, and this might bore everyone to tears. It's that media, like old media, has failed to realize that they're in competition with new media, like YouTube.
Yeah.
Like just like our generation knows that, like, as far as watch time, that has far more active watchers
than like cable news.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
and that's why everything's failing, and that's why everyone is afraid to put real budgets into anything. Is because there's never a return, because every investment you make is not going to have the audience, because you're competing in a marketplace that is like constantly changing, and people with webcams are competing with
Yeah, I
you.
know. And they can fire off their thoughts immediately.
Well, and then they're competing, like actually competing as far as revenue. So it's like you can't make dog shit. You have to make something impressive, or no one's going to be there for it. The issue is everything you're trying to make is played out.
Yeah.
So you have nothing unique, and you have a very competitive market. No shit, nothing's going to be like
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, and like a lot of the, you know, Hollywood folk were seriously resisting the streaming shit when it first started happening. They're like, no way. Like, but bro, it's so obviously the future, and you should just fucking go with the times and embrace it.
I mean, I would say the three of us were raised on streaming. Like, I don't, like, obviously when we were kids, we still watched stuff on TV, but none of us, like after we came into ourselves, you know, like, you turn around 15 and you start to become you.
Yeah.
By that time, it's all streaming. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like, experiences of, like, fucking catching Goodfellas at 1 a.m. airing on TV.
Yeah.
You're not gonna do that. It's almost, like, better now that we can watch whatever, whenever.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Although it's like almost less special because,
I know, yeah.
cause like, you know, you remember how excited you'd get when, like, I don't know, like fucking, like I remember how excited I get like every once a year back when I was a little kid. You know, I was really into Star Wars as a little kid. I'm not so much anymore. You know, they play like the Star Wars on Sci-Fi like once a year.
Because you can't
get
watch
so
it whenever
hyped
you
for
want.
it.
Yeah, you can't watch it whenever you want. So your standards are a little lower when you're just like surfing channels in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
That's the thing too. Like, there's no longer that drip feed effect where it's like, the show's gonna come out every once a week. I gotta get my time ready, and I'm gonna sit there. It's like, no, it's all there.
Yeah.
At any time you want.
Well, another thing for me is like when I go on like a streaming thing, there'll be like 4 movies. I'm like, I could watch any of these, and then I'll start one and get a minute in and be like, nah, not this one.
Yeah.
And then you're like hopping around because you're searching for something perfect. Where if it was just this is your choice, you would be fine with it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's also. It's like the joy is like almost diluted, but in a way I feel like this is gonna lead to some like really good shit, because like imagine if any of the great filmmakers or artists from way back then had immediate access to like the greatest music ever made at their fingertips at all times. Like they had to like think about it, like, you know, in order to become like pretty knowledgeable, like, you know, read a lot of books, you had to fucking go to the library or whatever. They couldn't just read about some fucking complex concept on a fucking article on Google.
Yeah.
You know, same goes for streaming.
Or some kid who finds a director he likes can go watch all of his movies immediately and doesn't have to, I don't know. People will be more exposed to stuff for sure.
So maybe like, having that exposure, if what you pay attention to what you consume, you know, I wonder if that will lead to some like, hopefully lead to some better shit. I mean, if it doesn't, I'm gonna
probably lead to some good critiques of how things are now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're like raised in that and you get that like just fucking rage at how shitty things are.
Dude, I've been getting really so I was raised streaming, then YouTube obviously is in that compass, and then the reviews, like it's in, I know that's what I do now, fucking know now. But dude, like so much review content is justifiably critical, and I'm not trying to go against the fact that like that's what I do, so I'm not gonna fucking, you know, bite the hand that feeds me. But yeah, no, I just I don't know. I feel like everyone's hypercritical to an extent, which I understand, but I don't know.
No, I feel you.
Yeah, I mean, and again, like I feel like you have to be, like if you want to have taste in anything nowadays, like you have to be able to sort out the 99% of like thousands of things that suck ass in order to find the one thing that's good.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to fucking be critical enough to go through. I think it's a natural thing.
It also doesn't help that like a bunch of shit right now sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm just so I'm just picturing AJ just like listening to this right now. He's just like, what the fuck are you guys talking about?
He's probably thinking about like, where am I gonna put my bar?
Yeah.
For this, because there's a lot of stuff that's just not related to the movie, but like it's conversation. I'll be interested to see what he would choose, you know?
Yeah, this is definitely getting cut. Whatever, he deserves it for bailing, even if it was for a good reason.
Yeah. At this point, he could probably call in.
He probably no. We're giving him his hangout.
Hey, should we
This is true.
should we listen to his bit and then respond to it?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Where's my cellular device? Oh, here it is. All right, pulling it up now.
Probably.
What up, stupid babies? It's your boy AJ. Sadly, I had to miss tonight's recording so that I could see my partner and previous podcast guest, Adelaide, and their final performance of Into the Woods. But I know you're all clamoring to find out what I think of In the Mood for Love. And I guess my review is that it's good. It's a good movie. I really love the atmosphere, the melancholic tone, the two sexiest leading actors of all time. Nobody can wear a tie like Tony Leung in this. If I had any gripes, I guess I would say that it could afford to pick up the pace a little bit, in my opinion. That's the only thing keeping it from being like a 5 out of 5 all-time AJ movie is that it is very slow and intentionally slow. I appreciate that, but at the same time, I have a small attention span and a short brain, which another one of my gripes isn't even a gripe with the movie. It's more just my stupid American brain that every time this movie would like fade to black, I kept expecting it to go to a commercial break, like Colgate ad would start playing or something. But that's not the movie's fault. That's just my dumb gorilla brain. Yeah, so that's my review. I think this is a good first start to our Criteria cast, and I'm excited to do more. And now I'll just record some generic lines if you want to splice them throughout the episode. I agree with that, Noah. Ah, good point, good point. Dude, Gabe, you cannot say that. What? Crazy. Dude, no. Well, Woody Allen. And that's it. Bye.
That's far.
That's our boy.
Gabe, you cannot say that.
Come on.
Yeah.
I'm not that offensive.
He says that. He said that so many times.
I would love to hear those raw files.
I mean, yeah.
AJ deletes them because he's like,
Oh, of course, yeah.
yeah, get rid of that shit for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, AJ, I think that's a pretty good take.
Do we agree with Too Slow?
I don't.
No.
But I understand.
I would have last time I watched it though, for sure.
Yeah, no. I mean, I get it too. And he did say it's probably because of monkey brain, which totally.
No, I do like. I like how like even AJ though couldn't help to have a tangent in there too. It's like that's just the format. Like let's be real.
Yeah. I was really enjoying those, like, splice these comments in.
Yeah,
those are good bit.
I agree with that, Noah.
But yeah, it was definitely slow, but honestly, it just looked so cool that my attention span didn't get in my way. It helped that it was only 100 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just so emotionally engaging, too. Like, that's the thing, you know, like, y'all, this is why, like, y'all disagreed with me so much on Somewhere, is because, like, I was emotionally invested in it, so I didn't mind the slowness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, if you are really in a story, like, the slowness adds to it, I think.
Yeah, I feel you. I don't think that really get in the way for me either.
Yeah.
Dude, can I say something though? And this is no slight on Sophia, but man, it feels so nice to change directors.
Yeah.
I'm sure it does.
Fuck, dude, that's such a. Not that I didn't watch other movies, like I watched The Northman during that time. That was a standout good one I saw. It was just.
But, like, you know, you're given a certain amount of your, like, movie watching time every week to one director, you know what I mean?
Like,
so it's like...
You definitely get old.
So Zack Snyder's gonna be really fun in the first half where it's like, who the fuck produced this? What the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
Like,
I can see myself.
Why is there a zombie baby? Why is there a zombie baby? Why did you do this?
You guys probably got a lot of movies to go through too.
Yeah.
Well, it's gonna be funny because we have hella guests though.
But
so like we'll have new takes every time. It'll be fresh. It'll be funny.
I just know by the time Army of the Dead comes by, I'm gonna be really like just starting to get a little irritated.
Yeah, no, me too. 100%. Which, you know, if that goes into like just us getting really mad, I think that'll be funny.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Yeah, you guys have only aimed me on for good movies so far.
Yeah, that's
not for a bad one.
Yeah,
dude. We gotta get you to watch.
Something where I'm like mad at you for making me watch it.
Yeah, we gotta get you on.
Fun,
bro, you can come on whenever, bro. Yeah, we got.
I mean,
where you guys? Are you actually gonna watch all of Zack Snyder's?
Yeah. And that includes, I mean, AJ is taking this on by himself, and he's making Addy do it with him. Is the Snyder cut of the Justice League?
That is crazy.
4-hour watch, I think.
Yeah, he's gonna record their audio.
Oh, nice. You have to split that up into like 3 sessions, 4 hours of a DC movie.
Dude, so that movie was so long that me and my buddies, we started watching it. We chiefed a blunt, and then watched it for a little bit. I was like, okay, this fucking sucks. Ha ha ha, that sucks. This is funny. Why is it a 4:3 aspect ratio? Ha ha. And I got really tired and bored.
45 minutes.
Then I fell asleep for probably like an hour.
Woke up,
smoked again. Got really high. So I go, haha, what the fuck? Fuck you, Zack Snyder. Got bored, fell asleep again, woke up again, and then the movie was still going.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, I know.
One of my favorite.
Watch 4 hours of anything.
One of my favorite absent watch fests was when I hit a gravity bong, and I you guys finished the first 3 movies by the time I came back to life.
Yeah,
I was
what is Star Wars?
Yeah, I was just completely passed out, greened out.
Watch the prequels, Gabe. Just
and then I came
skin turned green.
Yeah, I came back to life as the 3rd was starting to wrap up. I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
Wait, what series?
They were watching all 6 episodes in one day.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
that's brutal.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Yeah, well, I was in Cancun a week ago. We were like getting drunk in the beach all day, so we watched all of the Pirates of the Caribbeans. So I watched the first half of all of them because we would watch them at night, and I would fall asleep about halfway through every time.
Did
That's fucking
you
sick.
watch like not mainline and like the fourth and fifth one?
Yeah.
Jesus.
We even watched the fourth and fifth ones. Yeah.
Oh no.
The first few I fuck with. A little
Yeah.
Davy Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
The
it.
organ playing with his tentacles
Yeah,
and
that's
shit.
fire.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah. And Johnny Depp he's so funny in that.
Yeah, bro.
He's just such a stupid character.
I
like
fucking
it.
hate like blockbusters, but like that one is like that's a good blockbuster, dude. That's a really good one.
It was
Like-
it was an impressive run too. Like,
Yeah.
I think it was the first time Disney caught on fire with live action stuff,
Yeah.
right? Was it
Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, because Pirates of the Caribbean wasn't like a remake of anything.
Yeah,
They
probably
did, so
just
it's like
about,
some OG
yeah.
shit, and they just did it.
Yeah, they didn't even like make a lot of live action stuff.
No.
Before like 2010.
Yeah.
Which
Except for the TV
can I just
shows.
say is I hate it.
You
Dude,
know, like Disney live action.
you're excited for live action Mulan?
I
That
not
was
excited
dude,
for
that one was so crazy how that one got actually like canceled, right? They got canned.
Did that not come out?
I don't think so.
No, well, it sort of got canceled because Disney was like put in the credits. They were like thanking the Hong Kong police or something,
Okay.
so they could sell it in China. Yeah. So people were like, "What the fuck?"
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think people should be like defiling graves like that.
Wait,
like
what?
no, like digging into an old thing that's loved, like Mulan.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
I
yeah.
couldn't agree more. I mean,
Yeah.
like, well, even like when they were doing like the CGI shit, like it's like,
Dude.
sorry, the you know what I'm saying, like the 3D animation shit, and it's like, it's just isn't like what you guys, you're not Disney anymore.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like those original cartoons are like
Yeah, for sure.
masterpieces, like
You know-
they're animation masterpieces.
You know what live adaptation that they don't have the balls to try to do is Cars. do a fucking do a
That would be so funny,
do a live
bro.
adaptation of that shit. Impress me with that. It's just you see him with like
Dude, it's
figures
only a
in
matter of
detail.
time.
Yeah.
Dude, seeing Lightning McQueen with like crow's feet and like Owen Wilson's nose jutting out of the hood of the car.
What if it was like they literally just like took footage of real cars and like didn't have faces on it or anything,
No,
and the
they
cars
just,
were just
like,
talking to
dubbed
each
it.
other.
They're just cars.
Yeah, imagine that, dude, right?
That might be the
What else can you
best
do?
adaptation.
Do you trust someone to CGI a mouth onto a car? I think it would be better
Like,
just to have them be normal.
Like you see the grill going up and down. Like what?
That sounds horrible.
Dude, they've got so many fucking movies coming. I wouldn't even be surprised. Like they have like for the next several years like so many fucking movies.
I
that are
know,
just
it's always
untitled.
funny to see those pictures of like all the upcoming. But you know that like emotional scene where Lightning McQueen pushes the blue guy who wrecked the car? Imagine that with real cars and there's like sad music playing and one of the cars is all busted up and the other one shoves it across.
And it's like and it's filmed from like a distance, so it's like anticlimactic as hell.
Well, it's just him,
It's
like-
like nudging to each other. It's like,
Well, it's also the blue car is just scraping on the pavement and just like sparks flying.
Yeah, there's a bumper dragging.
man, that'd be fucking
Ugh.
great.
They would,
Or
they
like
would
the,
definitely
like,
have to
love
put
scenes.
people in the cars. That's what they would have to do.
Yeah. Oh.
Like Lightning McQueen fell in love with another car.
Yeah. Also,
Condemned,
I
Imagine the cars just like rubbing against each other, like fucking.
no,
each other.
he's just like blowing under like tailpipe or something. That's how they do oral with blowing tailpipes.
She's like blowing fumes on him.
he's like rimming her tailpipe.
They would just have to put real people in the cars.
No, dude, I just love I love the cursed idea of having eyes in the windshield and they're like blinking and you're like, oh fuck.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I'm
Or do you
just-
think they use windshield wipers to like blink? Yeah.
I'm just
yeah.
picturing like two old Bentleys just
that is a
like
great idea that they should
mounting
do.
each other. If Cars was like a 2023 satire.
Dude, I
It
wish
has,
I
like,
could make
TikTok
that.
and shit,
I
yeah.
really wish I had the budget. I could make that. That'd be so fun.
That'd be fucking great.
It'd be really funny to like go to like I don't know how you get scripts pitched, but go to the guy who takes those and be like, listen, listen, this show that I didn't write, we make it live.
But it's still CGI, so it's.
Oh my god.
We just going to like make a pitch, and it's like not your idea at all.
Yeah.
You make a sequel to this thing.
Jarren, I want you to like, God, we gotta get Jarren like a pitch meeting.
Yes.
So we can just watch Jarren go and
starring
like, pitch
me.
something, and then you're just like being like sarcastic as fuck about it, and then they're like, we fucking love that.
They would.
I feel like we could try to pitch to Netflix and they might listen to us. I think they just take pitches openly.
Nah, you probably gotta have clout for that.
That's true.
You have a little bit of clout.
We gotta get some
Surprisingly
clout.
low amount, but you still have to have a little clout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you like? How do I get cloud? I'll just. Dude, I saw this in a bunch of porn I was watching, which was they just there's this thing called Hot Dudes Fuck, which is they just hire dudes like college guys to come fuck porn stars, and I'm like, I don't know, man, I might submit my resume. That looks like a lot, dude. I gotta get in better shape, but if I can do that,
Bro, just
And this is how we get cars made.
this is my ticket to cloud.
And remember, that's where this. That's where he got this idea.
This is like a Grandmaster chess move where it's like he sacrificed his queen.
Yeah.
No, I guess you just don't realize where I'm going with
just
this
the
move.
description of what just happened is so funny. It's like the tagline is Gabe does porn to fund our 2023 Cars satire
Live
film.
adaptation.
That's
Live adaptation.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode title.
Yeah.
Gabe does porn to get cars 3D made.
Oh my god, dude,
Yo, this better stay in, AJ. I swear to God.
You do- I'm
this
gonna
is
be so
fire, and you know.
fucking
You've been
mad.
cracking up for the past
Yeah.
10 minutes, bro. This is fire.
I'll be so
don't let me
mad.
spit some more heat, bro.
Of course, you think AJ's gonna listen to fucking Gabe's bullshit and not be dying to
dude,
that?
this is me cooking at its prime.
Bro, we let you cook. Bro.
Hot dudes fuck.
Hot dudes, hot dudes fuck.
No, he's
You
like,
guys
bro,
don't realize the mental gymnastics, but also the genius of this plan.
Yeah.
Hot dudes fuck. 2
Dirty
Netflix
chest.
live adaptation.
Yeah, so we got
of
this guy.
Cars.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Have any final trivia questions or anything?
No,
Don't you guys have your budget?
Oh yeah, that was a
bit?
bit. I did that for a little
You
bit.
should keep doing that.
I should.
That's
So
good.
that's gonna definitely come back for Zack Snyder. I didn't really look into it for.
This is the Criteria Cast.
This is the criteria, guys. I can pull it up.
Yeah,
We can
pull
do
it up. Pull it up.
Okay, so on this criteria cast first ever, guess the price. Without going over, and there's other rules. I'll make up on the fly.
8 mil.
Okay, so
I was gonna say 30 mil.
so we'll start off with the category of budget.
Oh, okay.
What do you guys think its budget was?
So I was saying 30 mil.
Okay, 30 mil for budge.
I was gonna say
It's probably less though.
8 mil.
Because
I don't know.
you were saying they like didn't even get fucking permits for
Well,
half the shit.
this- I don't. They might have gotten permits for this one. I know they didn't get permits for Fallen Angels or Checking Express.
So this is pretty interesting. I don't know because they don't list it. So I guess we'll go directly then to just the first opening week domestically. What do you guys think it bringed in?
Oh,
I would say 6 million.
So I want to I want to hedge everyone's kind of expectations. No budget and very small opening. Just has like kind of
I
like
think it is pretty small.
yeah, it's got to be.
What is it, like 300,000?
okay, and then
That's a pretty good guess. Yeah, I would probably go with 300,000 too.
so this opened to $113,000 in the first
Yeah.
week. First week, and then we go into the domestic, just the total domestic box office. What I have actual data on. What do you
Yeah.
guys think it's domestic? And this is in China alone.
In my head, I don't think it got that much bigger. Maybe 300,000 again.
It probably didn't like start popping up. I don't know if it ever got American distribution, but
It did.
okay, if it did, then it got a big
but
bump
said
later.
domestic though. So just China, and so
Okay.
just
So we're talking
China.
just before it leaves to other before it goes to the US.
anywhere else. Yeah.
I'm gonna say 3 million.
Okay. No, you're gonna win this one. It had a domestic box office of 2,734,000.
Damn. So it went from 100K to
Yeah,
that.
it's weird. It must have just started taking off very quickly in China. Now, I do want to also say that I don't know how they like do domestic regions. I know domestic generally means that it's just one country, but they might do it by different metrics in different areas of the world.
Yeah.
Right.
And then let's just hit international overall box office. What do you guys feel on?
12.
Probably considerably higher. Yeah. Like
I'm saying 12 mil.
Okay.
I'll say 20.
All right, Jarren, you win with 13.8 mil.
Dude, hell yeah.
International gross domestic, or gross international. Anyways, gross. It's gross.
That's such a small amount of money if you think about it. But such a great film.
I feel like this movie definitely deserved that. It deserves the accolades and definitely the money it brought in. Like.
Yeah. I'm glad you fucked with it, Gabe.
I was very pleasantly surprised. I mean, not even surprised. I just had no expectations, and then it was great.
You should watch his other movies.
Yeah.
And then
I'm not, bro.
Yeah.
What we're about to get you into some art shit.
Hell yeah, I'm down.
It's gonna be fucking dope, bro.
Don't forget me for that. I'm down.
Hell, bro, come over anytime. They fucking it's there are very few like friends you can kind of watch art shit with, because most of them will be like, man,
You're
sucks.
telling me.
Yeah. So let's do it, bro. I'm game. All right. Final thoughts.
Watch this fucking movie, please. Just because, like, if you've ever gone through a breakup, it definitely will resonate. And even if not, it is still a great movie without any kind of, like, interpersonal connection.
Yeah, it's like cool in a way, like, you know, like you want to see anywhere else. It's just sick.
I agree. Yeah, I would say fucking. Yeah, you're not gonna find anything like it anywhere else. So go check it out. It's a very specific vibe, and I think everyone should see it because it's a very powerful, like, I don't know. It'll just knowing that it exists will make you better. I feel like, I don't know why.
Make you feel warm and fuzzy.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll see you at the movies.